Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Whims Legacy, where we are here with another killer ballerina hot on our tails, and actually it is the very killer ballerina who killed Moon and ended up leaving her children scattered into the sea, desperately running from his gnashing jaws. And thankfully, all this time later, it seems that Moon's son, Trico, will actually have justice for his lost mother, because he stood before this killer ballerina and allowed it to attack him, throwing berries furiously into his eyes, and managed to actually poison him. And thus a new era in our Whims tribe may have been born, as the young Pierre, the second-born child of our Generation 3 heiress Mono, began to realize something that no one in the tribe had realized so far. There is something very, very special about the toxic fur that he and Trico happen to be wearing that seems to react very aggressively against the killer ballerina, the only offensive ability that anyone in the tribe has been able to rally against the killer ballerina thus far. And so even though he is very young, Pierre has run down to be by Trico's side and see how he can contribute to this battle. So, welcome back everyone. We're approaching 100 days with our Whims, which is quite the milestone. I'm very excited to be passing that, as well as moving into Generation 3. I hope you guys are just as excited. If you need to catch up, do check the video description down below. You will find a link to the playlist so you can catch up on previous episodes, and a link to our niche wiki where hopefully you can catch up on the rules of how the Whims are played and the many amazing generations we have had thus far. With all of that said, let's carry on. So, the killer ballerina is poisoned. Pierre is putting together that there is something very special about their toxic fur, but this is not the only battle that must be waged. We also have two more ballerina hiding in the shadows, one right over here and one right over here. However, both of them appear to be normal ballerina that can actually be fought off if we have enough members in the tribe with ram horns. And they appear to be slinking about the edges, so we're continuing our battles there. Over in the middle of the island, Fox is continuing doing his best to try to have a little bit of a lookout and keep an eye on what's going on in the middle here. He is sort of our stealthy fox, gathering information on the edges of the territory. And Mono, now pregnant with her next child, though unable to give birth until we have somebody leave the tribe, is here with her young daughter Rihanna, who is the only winged female that we happen to have in the tribe. Fingers and paws crossed that hopefully one day she might produce a winged nicheling, because that would be amazing. Unfortunately, she is sickly, just like how many generations back? Just like her grandmother, Tatani, actually. So Mono is actually Generation 2. Oh, I didn't realize that. So she's Generation 2, but she is like the third heiress in a row, basically. So Mono is here. Oh, poor Krissa. Oh, she was such a good fighter. Mono is here with her daughter. Even though little Rihanna is sickly, so far she hasn't gotten sick from her daughter. So I wonder if perhaps she carries the immunity gene to the exact sickness that Rihanna has. Might be the case, we'll have to see. And any other nichelings out and about? Even Ivy is our little lost anteater nicheling here on the edges, who can gather up more potatoes than we can wave like our paws at, because every time she takes out any of the digging spots, she finds 4 roots, which we're going to say is 4 potatoes, because heckin' that is a lot of great food for the tribe. Yeah, everybody is quite busy. And I don't think Mono can really move. We'll have her scoot over here, potentially. But she can't really move because she needs to keep an eye on Rihanna so she doesn't get eaten by anything. But alright, let's go ahead and carry on. And don't mind this guy, this is just Nuta. He's running around as one of the wanderers on the island. He's dead! He's dead! Trico took so much damage, but he's dead! The killer ballerina who destroyed his mother. Justice. Vengeance is his. Oh, I think he is quite happy. And I think that Pierre is quite intrigued and convinced that there is something extremely special about Trico's abilities and Trico's fur, even as he comes down to stare into the waters and think about what he has lost and what he has gained in that battle. But I think that Pierre is putting the pieces together for sure. Meanwhile, oh, Mono has gotten sick. Oh no. All right, I was really hoping Mono wouldn't get sick from her daughter. Unfortunately, she has. So we'll have to do our best there. We still have to keep Rihanna close at hand too. So that's not gonna really help. But Rihanna, hopefully Mono won't get too sick. Because if we lose Mono, we have to re-roll how many nichelings we're allowed to have, and we might drop from 14 to 2. That would be terrifying. Alright, meanwhile, Ducky I think would be quite proud. Also, Mono, don't rebuild that nest. Don't rebuild that nest. I have to wait till somebody leaves before we can rebuild that nest. But meanwhile, I do believe that Ducky is quite relieved that the killer Barina has been slayed. And he's going to rush over to the edges to make sure there's nothing going on here. Up here, we are also fighting another battle. I think Ash is maybe taking some blows, but he's determined to fight back. And of course we have Sunny. Oh, look at them! They did it! They did it! And Riri's gonna just show up, the little old man that he is, and happily gather up the Barina food there. Look at that! I feel like we're actually conquering the island now, even with so much going on. Boom! Talur was able to step in for his brother Lynx. It's been so long, but clearly the brothers are ready for yet another adventure. We have so many stories of brothers who really are quite close to one another on this particular island. It's really amazing. Because we've also got Trico, the twins, Trico and Ash, who no doubt miss each other, and now that the danger has passed, for now, we'll try to reunite. Heck, that's wonderful. Alright, meanwhile, Ivy will continue to slowly but surely work her way back up, gathering all of these wonderful potatoes. They store for quite a long time, and the resources of the tribe are growing. But we do need to start thinking about which members we might want to keep in the tribe. And which members we might want to let go. There we go. Let's gather up that food. Oh. A rogue male! Unacceptable! He has got double nimble paw, or double no paw. I don't want any of those genes in the family. I think that Pierre is probably, I think Pierre would actually start getting more defensive about who could come near the family and whose genes might be able to come in the family. Because I feel like Pierre might be the first nicheling born who really is starting to piece together that what traits a nicheling has directly correlates to how strong the tribe is, and that correlates to how they can survive any attacks. So we're actually going to have him let out an angry yell and call Trico. And I feel like Trico would be of the same mind, because he fought so hard in order to protect this land that belonged to his mother. Why should some stranger be allowed to come in and harass their females? Alright, meanwhile, we'll let Almond gather up some food. Mono, oh, somebody needs to leave the tribe in order to have Mono have her baby. So I think what we're going to do, now that we have come so far, is we're actually going to say Halil is going to start wandering, because he really can't do too much, and he will stay on the island because we do want to potentially have his genes. So I think Halil, now that he's come so far, seen so much, defeated a Barina, is curious about what lies around. And he'll still be here for us to invite back into the tribe if we want, but he has a little bit of a rogue in him, after all, and I do think it gives him a sense of wandering. So we're actually going to have Haril, Mono's firstborn son, wander away from us. But before we do, we're going to randomize his genes really quickly using the amazing nicheling gene mutation generator from Unfeeling Metal. And we're going to give him Hammertail and Big Nose as the gifts from the nicheling gods. So Hammertail it is, and Big Nose it is. And then we're actually going to let him start wandering. So we'll let Old Man Riri, who's got a little bit of... Old Man Riri, who has a little bit of the wanderer in himself as well, kind of pat him on the shoulder and tell him, you know, good luck, kid, and let him start moving. And I think Sunny will be a little annoyed, especially because he just ate that healing fruit. There we go. But let him go because, you know, like, the kid just wants to see what's going on in the world. He can come back into the tribe later. And that frees us up to actually allow Mono to have her next baby. I want Almond to be able to have her baby, but Mono's getting old. So we'll do this. She is sickly. Oh, she's not sickly right now, but her daughter definitely is. However, little Rihanna is sticking close by. She can collect and has a little bit of strength, but otherwise those wings, they aren't entirely as useful as one would hope. All right, meanwhile, Fox has wonderful hunting grounds over here that just perhaps our lovely Ivy will come and join him at in just a bit. However, she has got like the best potato grounds. This is kind of ridiculous, but maybe rumors of her will reach Fox and he can wander over there sooner than later, especially with her proud father Talur talking about the wonders of what his daughter can do. So we're gonna have to think about that. Meanwhile, Talur is here with his brother, Lynx the Second, and they've got good hunting. Fox has more things to hunt than he can possibly catch. And I wonder, Sunny, you don't have any mates. And Sunny has Stripes and Nimble Fingers that she could pass on. Talur is her dad, Bathead Sticky Tongue. But we have a small chance of maybe having those toxic fangs passed on. And I wonder, Sunny is so proud of her toxic fangs. That might justify, the ends might justify the means there. But let me think about it. Alright, meanwhile, take out that bundle. This rogue male is back! Absolutely not. Yes, I definitely think that Trico would be willing to lead the attack with Pierre. And even Ducky would be willing to make sure that that wandering male doesn't come back. Because they want to defend their area. They have fought, they have bled over this. They cannot let just any wanderer come back in. And meanwhile, over here, we have this little one, not Ellen. Let me go ahead and rename them. All right. We're gonna have little Emmy. Okay. So this is going to be little Emmy. Welcome into the tribe. She is also a female and she has got the anteater nose. So who knows, pun fully intended, how that will play out for us. But Emmy here is a good sister. We might end up with wings after all, guys. There's hope of wings yet. And Rihanna is now healthy enough to start wandering around a little on her own. You know what? She can pop up and help out Fox, actually. Because there's so much hunting to be done. She can come over here and help out Fox, as long as she doesn't get him sick, which she's immediately going to do because she's standing right next to him. Ah, dear. All right, Mono's gonna jump down here. And Almond is ready to give birth anytime, but we need room in the tribe, so we'll have to work on that. All right, meanwhile, lovely Ivy, I think it's time. I think it's time for our young Ivy, our wonderful potato gatherer, to have a dream from the Nicheling gods for what she could potentially offer to the tribe. And the answer is, my friends, gills and white fur. Well, I mean, it could be worse. It's not bad. It could be better. Gills are always interesting to be able to add into the tribe. And white fur, maybe it's a sign from Yuki that she's like favored. But those weren't quite the genes I was hoping for. However, she is like one of our most important food gatherers. So between her and Fox, we're finally making some headway on having a ton of food. This is like the most food the tribe has ever had. I can't believe just like a couple days of their lives ago, more or less, we were down to like 24 food. So that's going really well. All right. Meanwhile, Talur and Lynx are just getting old. The two brothers. They've been through so much together. They have explored. They have explored so much together. I heard a rogue. A rogue tried to mate with Sunny! What the rude heck? I think Ash will go ahead and like jump to try to help protect her. I think she is very much not amused and just daring him, come back and try that again, you jerk. And I think that Riri is also not amused, so whoa! He's gonna misdirect his anger at that bundle. There we go. And to lure, he'll go ahead and do a little bit more exploring. I feel like we're really conquering Berina Island, actually. Those are probably famous last words, but still. Oh great, famous last words. But still. Alright, well, Rihanna, you have a distasteful appearance, but you do not in any way, shape, or form. You can grab that food and then you can run for it, my dear. You do not happen to have, you know, actual, and she's actually very important, actual toxic body. So time to run! Alright, Fox will sound the alarm. He unfortunately got a cold from Rihanna. And will scatter. That's been the new plan for how to handle all of these. Little Emmy will actually be handed down to, there we go, to be watched over by Almond, who is very much ready to give birth, but will have to be patient. And we're gonna have Mono jump over here, keep an eye on things. And actually, you know what? With the alarm sounded off, I feel that this is actually a time where Trico, with Pierre coming up with the idea, these two are actually going to jump on in. We'll take out, oh, he's not strong enough to take out a bundle. How embarrassing. But these two are actually going to jump in. Trico is going to climb up past Mono. He's going to eye up that healing fruit and think how he beat a killer Berina before, and perhaps he can do it again. He'll take many scars and he will become quite beat up, but he does not fear the pain of the physical wounds as much as he fears the pain of losing more members of the tribe. So we'll do our best. I also feel like Ash would be coming back to his brother with all the chaos. Get away, you jerk! Alright, we're definitely going to do a little bit of attacking to that nasty, nasty rogue who has snuck back over. He's even prepared a nest. Like, Sunny is not interested. Sunny's gonna jump this way and hide over here. And Ash, he can gather berries, he can hunt bundles, he can crack things open, he can feed from the bottom. But I don't know, like, what else he could really do. Let's actually find out from the Nicheling gods. Alright, Ash. You shall go ahead and have your dream from the Nicheling gods. Curses. No melanism and deformed paw. Unfortunately, Ash, I think that answers where Ash's future may go. And I think I will probably be releasing him pretty soon, so that we'll be able to have more room to roam, more children that can be born, that Ducky and the others will be able to watch over. So, Alright, meanwhile, Link's the second, 6 days left. And Talur, 8 days left. You know what, let's have the brothers, they're gonna go ahead and they're gonna wander over to this side of the world, where they haven't been since they were children, and see if the healing fruits will be there long enough for them to live a little longer, the little old brothers. And I just really feel like Ivy, she is super content in this side of the world. So far, living here hasn't caused any problems for her, and she's just been able to rack up so many potatoes for the tribe to eat. So that's been going fine. And really the only one who might be a little impatient right now is Almond, waiting to be able to give birth. But otherwise, not so bad, right? Right! Not so bad! I'm sure this will work out fine. But I think we're actually doing great, guys! Certainly! Doing great! But alright everyone, thank you so much for joining me. We really do seem to be making quite the story here on Killer Berina Island, and I'm curious to see how long we will end up staying here. I have a feeling that we may end up moving to another island just for the sake of the adventure of it sooner than later. And also I would love to solidify some certain genes into our tribe. But at the same time, with so many wings around, whew, we'll have to see. We'll have to see what Mono ends up deciding to do with the rest of her reign. Oh my gosh, that might actually be when we decide to move. Because we only have 9 more days with her. Ah! Okay, we're gonna have to figure it out. But alright, my friends, thank you so much for joining me on this adventure. If you would like to follow along on this and literally thousands more, do please consider subscribing. But most importantly, stay curious. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!